What up? This is Robert Ory.
Or three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right, let's go. As Deadpool and Wolverine would say, let's effing go. It's the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog, Brandon Harper. My name is Rob Jenners. That, of course, under his desk. Oh, there he is. What was going on there for a minute? Seven-time NBA champion.
I dropped my pen on the floor.
Okay, yeah. Let's just go with that. Robert Ory. What is going on at your place, dude? It's been. Sorry, we're a day late. That was on me. My Tuesday was a little jacked up yesterday. So we're going Wednesday this week instead.
Hey, Hump Day.
Yeah, man. So what are you doing?
That's like one of my favorite commercials. Hump Day.
Hump Day. It was. You know what? It was a great commercial till they played it so much that every time it came on, I was like, again with the Hump Day. It was.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
That, and I think that commercial and the one with the Kimbe. He was like, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just
Good.
having a good time, hanging out in La La Land.
How are things in La La Land?
Everything is good, Yeah, I always, we always worry about these fires that be out here, but they're not close to us. So I just don't understand how people they should ban fireworks out here, man. Something, man, because I don't know if that's what be starting the fires. But
I was going to ask, because that's what's starting them? Is fireworks?
I don't know, man. I don't
can't
know.
help.
I just feel bad for people. Because, with the fires happening, then everybody's insurance is either sky high or you can't get it. So
yeah, man, crazy shit, nonsense out there. Have you watched a lot of Olympics? What have you been paying attention to?
Man, this is no lie. I was watching fencing. I'm watching fencing, and I was trying to figure out. How you watching like, okay, what is fencing? All right, and I know what the fencing is, but I'm like, how do you score? What do you go to? But the one I really love watching is rugby. I love watching rugby,
Did
man.
you see the USA team?
Yes.
USA women's rugby came back. I think it was Australia, I think.
No, I think it was New Zealand.
Was it New Zealand? It was somebody. It was either Australia or New Zealand.
Yeah.
But yeah, scores in the closing moments of the game to win. Win the bronze.
But the Netherlands won the gold, right?
Maybe. I think that.
Yeah,
might be the case.
whoever was in the black. Did you see that one girl?
Oh my God! She picked up
beast,
the teammate.
Man.
She just ran her. She was like, "You're coming with me, bitch." I was like, "Oh my God!"
Like, damn. I'm like,
damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
she done picked that girl right up.
Hey, they got the powder puff football here. Shit, let her come over here and play powder puff football. She gonna be wrecking havoc.
I was gonna say that's not powder puff football. That is like that's straight up like that's like I can't. That's like an NFL thing. We see a man pick up another man and just drag his ass down the field. Like rugby girl's no joke.
So fencing, rugby, and I've been watching. Every time I turn the TV on, beach volleyball though. So I've been watching that.
I like beach volleyball.
I actually watched it, and I don't understand this. I watched the 3-on-3 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the girls play, and I watched the boys play. I'm like, okay, don't we have someone better than the fucking guys that we have out there?
Yeah,
I'm like,
we do.
Those guys like Jimmy Fredette is the only one, but
they're playing on Team USA.
Like,
They're playing real basketball.
You got some. Dude, you got some
our basketball.
players.
That was the story though, right? That there were basketball players playing.
Hey, I would take Brent Barry over his brother they have on the team right now. And Brent, 53 years old. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, we got some street ballers that can play better than that.
Well, that was one of the stories. Is that they had basketball players. I don't know if it's for other countries or who it's for, but I've seen them pop up on social this week where it's basketball players getting in there playing volleyball. Like guys that didn't make the Olympic team get in there and playing. So,
it's just weird to me on the 3-on-3. It's a fast-paced game, and it's like, dude, this is how we grew up playing basketball. Why doesn't it come back?
Yeah, for real.
You? Why don't you play like what's going on? Like you trying to it ain't no fucking plays. You just fake one way, go the other way, and you beat a guy to the basket.
Yeah,
it's just. But
did you watch Team USA? Did you watch Durant put on a little bit of a show?
It was ridiculous, man.
Holy cow,
he
man.
missed a damn shot for a minute.
Dude, he was.
I'll show you how good he is.
8 and 9 from field goal, 5 for 5 3-point range against Serbia.
Easy money.
23 points in his first game back for Team USA. I mean, dude.
I do want to say this though. This whole story about Tatum not playing in the first game, I'm gonna need people to shut the hell up. I really, 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 really want people to shut the hell up about this because it's not a story. This team is comprised of the best players, the best of the best players in the league. Everybody's going to get their opportunity to start depending on whatever the matchup is. You saw versus, what was that, Serbia? What was their first game?
Serbia was the start, and I wrote down the starting five because I was just like, all right, it was an interesting starting five. Steph,
It's
Drew Holiday, Booker.
Start with.
Is it Steph, Drew Holiday, Booker, LeBron, and Embiid?
Right. And then what happened is you're going to have more of the big men play because they have big men on their team. It's a matchup thing. And Steve Kerr already came out and said versus South Sudan, Jason Tatum will play. Why? Because they have a lot of wing guys. And he matches up. Like, guys, this is not a story because, look, it's three guys that are going to remain constant on this whole thing. LeBron, Steph, and when Kevin Durant, we all said when he's healthy, he's one of those constants as well. There is a pecking order here, and Jason Tatum is right under that. He's an all-NBA player. He's a world champ. He's one of the best players in this league. But guys are going to enter and exit the starting lineup. Certain guys are going to play more minutes than others. That's just the nature of this beast when you accumulate this level of talent. It's always a matchup thing. So this should not even be a story.
Oh, it's a story.
It
everywhere.
is a story. It is a story. I'm going to tell you why it's a story. Let me ask you this question. When this team started, where was Derek White? Not even
at
on
home.
the
He
team.
wasn't even on the team.
You're right,
Right.
And you're right.
And so
Okay.
you trying to tell me what can White do that Tatum can't do?
You're right.
So that's why it's a story, because this dude been here from day one. All of a sudden, this guy who wasn't even on the team, he ain't the best player on his team. And he don't get them in. At first, I was watching the game, like maybe there's something wrong with Tatum's finger because it was heavily bandaged. I saw it. I said, okay, that's why he's not playing. And then I'm like, he didn't play because Steve Kerr forgot about it? That's a crock of shit, man. That's some bullshit there, Lotto. Some bullshit, Lotto. So, but no, man. So it's a story.
But there might be
it's a story
merit
in the sense that he should have played.
There might be merit to that, though, because when you have the like to B's point, when you have the roster you have, you're thinking maybe specifically about matchups. You're not speaking. Well, I got to get Tatum minutes because he's better than White.
My whole point is, you said matchup.
And you forget
There's
too the
nothing
guys you
that
have on
Tatum
your bench, the depth you have.
White can't do nothing that Tatum can't do. Tatum can do everything White can do.
You're absolutely right.
And so that's when he called. That's where I have a problem with, is because when you talk about Tatum is one of the most versatile players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing White can do that he can't do.
I forgot
and
he was on the
can
team.
guard a
What are you talking
point.
about? I forgot he was there.
He can guard he can go, the only person Tatum probably couldn't guard
It's the
on that
five.
team was Jokic. Everybody else he could have guarded. And so for him to be on the bench is like, So
I mean,
that's why I think it's a story. I know he should just move on because Kevin Durant played such a great game. You forget about that. LeBron had a great game. Even Booker started out hot. Even down in the third quarter, you had Holiday who hit a couple of big threes. So this whole team played well, but we are America. We like controversy.
we live on it. We're talking about like it. We
Controversy.
thrive on it.
he's going. The fact of the matter is, he's gonna play. Hey, look,
It was one game.
he's gonna
That's
play.
the absurdity of the story, though.
And the fact of the matter is, they won by 26.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant came back from injury and had the hottest hand on the floor.
Miss a shot. You couldn't miss a bucket. Yeah.
That's true. It's true. But still, though, like you said earlier, your key word, pecking order. So you're trying to say White has a high pecking order?
You got a point. You got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
But
you.
that's why it's a story, because it was a shocker. And when I remember, even Candace was like, why is Tatum not playing? I said, I think his hand is hurt. So maybe that's why he's not playing.
Now, well, it's not really, because there's a couple other guys that didn't have good prelims either. Because Devin Booker really didn't have, good practice runs. There's a couple of guys that really didn't have good practice runs. So obviously putting Tatum in that situation, which he didn't have really good ones either. Really, that doesn't really matter. But they got games coming up where he's going to play a lot versus South Sudan. They play today.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a lot of Jason Tatum. I think he's going to play a lot today.
He'll be. I guarantee he's gonna be the first sub off the bench.
Oh, come on now. If he is, then Steve Kerr's welcoming the bullshit. He's just like, let's go.
I think
Rain it down.
I
baby.
think he starts today.
I said that too, but I don't think he'll start because it's that you think about it, this has been his starting lineup the whole.
Have they announced the starting
everything.
lineup yet?
He hadn't changed his lineup since day one.
Day middle of the day.
When has it changed since the first preseason game?
Okay, I'm just looking real quick to see if I can find the starting five for today against South Sudan. 'Cause I'm just curious. Starting.
I know one person need to sit.
Who's that?
Who?
Embiid. I've been
Well,
saying this
yes,
from
he
the
does.
beginning. Start Anthony Davis. I do not. You know why? Because we talk about somebody
You're
doing
gonna
something.
hurt Embiid's feelings. I don't like.
I don't care.
I don't like this.
Look, the fact of the matter is, I'm not saying Embiid is not talented. The fact of the matter is, if I have Anthony Davis, what did I always say? He moves better than Embiid. There's nothing that Embiid can do that Anthony Davis cannot. And Anthony Davis' defense is better, as we've seen so far throughout this whole time, from the prelims until now.
Well, you know how I feel about Embiid in the first place.
Yeah, you don't think he should even be on the team.
Rob said he denounced his nationality. Yeah.
I just.
Hey, Paris is like, they friends.
Oh, they're all over
Yeah.
him. You know what? We'll talk about Embiid in a minute because there's a fair amount of Embiid.
Have they not
stuff.
put out the starting lineup yet?
I haven't seen it. No.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it's posted yet. But a couple quick notes on Durant before we move on. He's now the 11th all time in Olympic scoring for Team USA. He has 11 20 point plus games in the Olympics, which is by far the most. Jordan has 6. Barkley has 5. Durant now has 11. So there you go. Just a couple things. And then I didn't know this about South Sudan. I saw this yesterday. This popped up. Was that Luol Deng has been funding South Sudan
Yes.
out of his own pocket.
Yeah, that's that Laker money.
Yeah, dude, I had no idea. I mean, I knew he was involved with the team. I had no idea he was paying for
Yeah.
everything, but he's been playing for the gyms, the hotels, the plane tickets, pretty much everything for South Sudan, which goes to show you why they got a little bit of momentum on their side.
Yeah, and plus, Roy Ivey is coaching them, so they're doing a good job.
They are. I had no idea.
South Sudan had the coldest fits though for the Olympics. They had the coldest fits.
They
They
did.
did, man.
Yeah,
They did.
and then I can't remember the other group, but it was cool because they had the Africa logo as a lapel. That was cool
Okay.
too. So
I don't know.
I can't remember their name.
South
right now.
Sudan.
Is it Wakanda? No.
That when they played them in, when they played Team USA in the prelims, it was. I don't think that's a fluke. They're gonna give the USA a run for their money because they do have a level of athleticism on their wings. And obviously, you're a program that's just starting out, so you're really playing with house money. You're just going out there and playing as hard as you can. All the pressure is on team. Well, that's for every game. All the pressure is on Team USA. But when you look at how close, it was just a basket away.
It was LeBron in the closing seconds to hit that little drive to the bucket
And
get them up
So-
one, and then yeah.
Yeah, so I think this game is going to be really, really good, just for the simple fact that South Sudan is like, okay, that may have been prelims,
Right
but
there.
we think we can,
Right there. Yeah.
we can make a little noise.
All right, Rob. The one thing I've always dreamed about if I hit the lottery or hit it rich. You know what I always wanted?
Let me guess. A Ferrari, a mansion in the hills, a butler, a maid.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes to all of those, but the one thing that I always really wanted, personal chef. Like every time I go to the doctor, she's like, you're doing good. You need to lose a little bit of weight, and that all comes with what you eat. And I'm like, I like to cook. This is coming from a guy who loves to cook, but like all the meal prep and everything goes. That's what I want. I want a chef.
No, my friend. You don't need all that. What you need is Factor Meals. Factor Meals, they're fresh, they're never frozen, and they're dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So being busy is no longer an excuse, my friend. So you'll always have the time to enjoy nutritious, no prep, no mess, great tasting meals.
All right, yeah, I'm like reading through this now. I'm looking at all the things they have on here, and this is loaded. They offer chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. So if you're looking to lose weight, all that works. That's good for me. 35 different meals and more. 60 add-ons to choose from every week. The variety is unbelievable, and they offer restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. So, I think you've kind of talked me into this, buddy.
Hey, stop me right there. Black and salmon. That's my favorite.
Dude, love it, man.
And you think about it. We always talk about dad bods. You know what? Dad bods. Think about it. I'm not allowed to mess up the kitchen if I'm getting rid of my dad bod. So factor this in. My kitchen time is at a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. Take that, 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, and our favorite, no cleaning up.
Thank you.
And you get to choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat if you're that type of person, or simply eat well balanced. And I got a deal for you to get started.
Yeah, I've got it right here. If you go to factormeals.com/BigShotBob50 and use that code BigShotBob50, you're going to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off the next month if you sign up. Now, I got to tell you, 2 minutes to be done with dinner, no prep, no mess. Dude, sign me up. It's BigShotBob50 at factormeals.com/BigShotBob50. Get you 50% off your first box, 20% off the next month while your subscription is active. So thank you to our friends at Factor Meals for throwing us some food. I'm anxious to cook these things up and see how they are, and hope keeping our podcast going here.
Factor meals is what's right for you in the fast life we live in.
That's right, man. All right, well, look, you brought up Embiid. Let's get back to him real fast here. I feel like he needs a pep talk from Robert Horry. I feel like Joel Embiid needs a Robert Horry pep talk. So let's go back to before the Olympics started, just before. What was the name of the show? He was on a show. I wrote it down. The Check Ball podcast, which I've never heard of. But he was sitting down with those guys, and I don't know. He feels like a lot of people in the league don't like him.
I'm probably the most hated guy in the league. I don't know why, cause I'm just cool. Like you're
the most hated guy.
I don't know what's there to hate about me. Like
it's the injuries. I
think
it's the injuries.
I feel like a lot of people can relate to my story and what I've been through.
So Embiid feels like he's the most hated guy in the league.
Bro, you're not the most hated guy in the league.
You're not the most hated.
Not even close.
You're
man.
not even close to the most hated. What's the guy from Phoenix? He's probably the most hated. The guy who's in Duke used to fight all the time. Grayson Allen.
Is Grayson Allen? Yeah.
Grayson Allen is probably more hated than you, Embiid.
Dylan Brooks might be more hated than you.
Exactly.
Oh, Dylan Brooks is 100% more hated than you.
Patrick Beverly.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green's a great one. Yes. But like, there's just.
Hold on. This one?
What?
Play a little violin. Play the little tiniest
The
violin.
tiniest violin in the world. Hold on, I have it right here.
Where's Jimmy the Cricket? Where's Jimmy the Cricket when you need him?
Sad violin for Joel Embiid. He just. I don't understand, and I guess the fact that he feels like he's the most hated guy in the league means he's probably reading too much. Like he's probably seeing too much media. And look, we've talked about this before. The Philadelphia media is not easy. That's a tough market. So, like, when you're hurt and your team underperforms and you don't make it out of the second round of the playoffs, they are going to rain down on you. And if you are the star, Joel Embiid is the star in Philly, well, one of now, but like a lot of 9 times out of 10, you know this, Rob, it comes down on you.
Yep.
Now,
especially when you're the star.
Yes.
I will say this. I do think that he's one of the players that has the most pressure on him in the league. Because at some point in time, you revamp your team, you went to go get Paul George. Maxey is taking his game to another level. Joel Embiid is who he is. We just need him to stay healthy.
Yeah.
The pressure's on you now you don't have any excuses for you to compete and try to be the representation of the East in the finals. You got to get past Boston. At some point in time, ain't gonna be no more excuses. You wanted this. You wanted Paul George. That you on TNT looking at it. Well, was it ESPN or one of them looking at him funny? There's certain guys that we need on this team. Okay, you got him. Now what you gonna do?
Have they been to an Eastern Conference Finals with him?
Toronto. Lost in the last second
shot.
That's right, they did.
That's right.
Okay, that's right. I forgot about that.
That's right.
But I agree that pressure's a good way to put it. But this happens, this whole thing about, nobody likes me before the Olympics start. Then dude gets to the Olympics and people are throwing Robert Horry's at this guy. You need to surrender your passport. Give your passport back. As he's dead on the plane, they're like, give your damn passport back. Tyrese Halliburton's giving him shit on the boat. The USA's rolling in on the boat. Tyrese's like, man, you got to give your passport back. On the boat to the opening ceremony. So, I like, it's, he's got to thicken up a little bit, man. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be revered. You got to earn that, man. You got to earn that. And to B's point, it's going to require you getting past the pressure, getting over the hump, getting the team to where they got, putting it on your shoulders in the postseason, and willing Philly, if you will, doing an Allen Iverson. One way or another, I'm getting this team to the finals.
Yeah.
And I think until that happens, he's going to be the source of all the direction of all the scrutiny.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not even so sure. Because I think one team we keep forgetting about is Milwaukee. For some reason, Milwaukee is flying under some level of radar, like they don't have a reigning champion, defensive player of the year award winner, MVP, and all these things in Giannis. And I'm not even so sure I'm gonna put them clear past Milwaukee. I'm just not right now. That like Joel Embiid has to show me that he can stay healthy in order for them to really make some noise.
I think I'll put him past it because if you really think about it, think about the last 2 playoff performances by Greek Freak. He's been hurt the last 2.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Well, that's what slowed them down.
And this is the best. You could be healthy all during the season, but if you ain't healthy in the playoffs and you let a butt bruise keep you out of a game,
well,
think about that. He had a butt bruise and he didn't play.
Need your butt.
Hey, yes you do, but you can still get your ass out
episode 175. You need your butt.
Hey, a Giannis at 75% is better than half the fucking league. You know what I mean?
True.
So shit. So get your ass out there.
Get your bruised ass out on the floor.
Hey man. Hey, I can't. I can't speak for that. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like, and again, I don't know because I haven't looked at it, but I feel like you're dumbing that injury down a little bit. Was that all it was a bruise?
They said he had a bruise.
Because I feel like if it's just that and that's why you're out, then okay, you have a point. But
he had a bruised butt. I played with a hairline fracture in my coccyx, so he can play with a bruised butt. Shit.
Is there not another term for that?
I guess I'm just built different.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't do that. Then the Greek Freak. There's a headline for some clickbait shit. Robert Dory says he's built different than the Greek Freak. Oh god, that's all we need. That's all this fucking show needs right now. Yeah, I mean, again, with Embiid, Colin Cowherd, for what this is worth, called him a little overrated this week, said Embiid was overrated, talking about this topic. He said, quote, beyond padding his stats, Philadelphia keeps running coaches through him and teammates through him, and in the weaker Eastern Conference, he's yet to win a second-round playoff series. He's not wrong. He's got a point.
I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's
overrated. I think his points are valid, though.
Yeah. His points are valid, but if he was overrated, he wouldn't have won the MVP. And I think for me, when you watch Embiid, everybody always puts the onus on the superstars, and you need people to step up around you. You think about every time you look at this. Let's take this champion this year. White stepped up. Holiday stepped up. Tatum is a superstar. He didn't even win MVP.
No,
right.
And so it ain't always about the superstars. You got to get that's why it's called team sport. You got to get these other people to step up. Embiid is doing his thing. You think about it, he had what the palsy, he had the bad knee, and he's still out there giving his best. Mm-hmm. And so you can't say this man was overrated, but it's always up to the other people on the team to step up. It ain't just about the superstar.
True. We also had this story hit. I don't want to say it was right after we were done with the show. Pretty close. That TNT is now going to sue the NBA. Turner Time Warner, Warner Brothers Discovery is the company. They've filed a lawsuit against the NBA, though NBA didn't accept their matching offer for one of the packages of the 11-year media rights deal. The NBA instead signed its deals with Disney, NBC Universal, and Amazon Prime Video on Wednesday after saying it chose not to accept Discovery's $1.8 billion per year offer. Quote, given the NBA's unjustified rejection of our matching of a third-party offer, we've taken legal action to enforce our rights. Look, I mean, we've talked about this a little bit, but I just think that the more this develops this way into a full-blown lawsuit, this is a really bad look for the NBA.
It is, but I'm going to tell you what it really is. This is what it really is. having this deal done with Amazon, and the reason, obviously, Warner coming back and matching it. Now they're going through this whole thing. What the NBA wants to do is they really want to get into bed with these tech companies because they know that these tech companies are going to have the money. When these rights double and this money doubles, these tech companies are not going to have an issue paying it. Whatever the price is for each and every year, we got the money to do it. And Amazon is one of those companies to do it. Apple at some point in time could be one of those companies. These tech companies that have more money than the government and say, name your price. This is what the NBA wants to get into bed with. So they'll sit up there and say, okay, yeah, Warner, we know you matched it, but we're not going to buy by that. We're still going to go over here with them because it ain't just about now. It's about when these numbers start to scale up, these tech companies aren't going to have an issue paying it, and they want to get in bed with those guys. That's really what it is. I hate it for the NBA is doing something really dumb because you're taking things away from the fans. Most people like watching NBA on TNT more than they like to watch the game. We know this. But NBA is doing this because down the line, when these millions and millions eventually, and more millions and billions become bigger and bigger, these tech companies are going to be willing to do it without any question asked.
Yeah.
That's the future. You think about our phones or where we watch and get all that information now. So it's like, you think about every kid now, as soon as they get home, they're like this with their phones and stuff like this. So that's just the way it goes. You got to follow the trend. I think the NBA is following the trend, even though it's killing, the tradition with, TNT and stuff like that. But it's the trend.
I hate it because you're taking away literally the greatest show on TV.
Well, and you're taking away, yes, you're taking that away. But with it, I think TNT's done an exceptional job with their broadcasters, with their overall content.
Yep.
Presentation's good. They don't skimp on their coverage. Those guys stick around for halftime. They stick around for postgame. The stars do. And I feel like they deserved a shot to continue. They have it for 40 years. They've had the rights. And they didn't even get a shot to continue it. Now, again, it's all about money. I get it.
Yep.
But at some point, you look at it and you go, okay, money versus content. If we
Thanks, brother.
the hell are you doing?
I was trying to find something.
I thought you were running a speaking spell in there. I didn't know, I didn't know what the hell was going on. The cow says, if you're going to sacrifice content for money, I feel like eventually that's going to bite you. You know what I mean? Like we're here for the best possible content we can get. Now, if Amazon goes out and they decide they want to try and hire, because I've heard the stories about Amazon, about ESPN, everybody's trying to see if they can't hire inside the NBA. Let's bring all those guys over. We'll give them a whole bunch of money. Well, Chuck said he's going to walk away. I feel like if TNT doesn't have the rights, he probably will. Ernie said he's staying at TNT. And I feel like Ernie is sort of the guts of that show.
He does so much of it.
Right, because of what he's done for it over the years and how he built it up. And, I mean, somebody's going to throw a mountain of money at Shaquille, and he's going to take it. Probably Kenny, too, but it's not going to be...
It's not going to be the same.
It's just not going to be the same.
It's not be the same without Ernie. I think I saw also what Charles said he wanted like $220 million or something like that.
And Jeff Bezos just cut that off real quick.
That's what it is.
But it's just weird that, you think about it, how I remember the first time I ever did a show was after a playoff game was on TNT. It was back in '94. And it was like, I was so happy that I did a post-game interview on TNT because you think about, this is when it first started out. He's like, oh,
I was
shit,
going to say, so this
be
would
on
have
TNT.
been the early days, so it was probably just Ernie and Kenny? Oh, no.
It wasn't
Kenny
even
was
Ernie.
playing with you.
It was the brother. I can't think of his name. It was the black guy. I can't remember his name.
Gumble?
But
who worked there?
No, it wasn't Gumble. But it was so, the reason is because I knew my mom and dad would be able to see my interview because it was national televised.
TV.
Yeah, and so I was so excited. So it was a big deal. But I do like the fact that I'm not gonna lie, now with the Olympics and everything, and it's on NBC, I do like the music thing.
Oh man,
so the nostalgic point right there. But they got to find a way to work this out, though. Even if Ernie takes a contract job just to do it on Thursdays.
I don't know, man.
I don't think if TNT doesn't have any rights to the NBA, and he truly does remain a Turner employee, or Warner Discovery, whoever the hell the company is now. He ain't. They're not going to let him do that. They're not. They're going to be too bitter.
Hey, I guarantee they said if you got to pay us $100 million to use him,
Ernie,
they let him use him. Yeah.
Again,
You gotta
Bezos
double
got the
dip
money.
with Ernie.
to Harper's point, companies like Amazon, they got more money than they know what to do with. Mm-hmm. They're like he said, they're more well funded than the government, which is terrifying. Terrifying. We do have Zach LaVine news. He's staying in Chicago, it looks like, against Chicago's wishes.
Yeah, because that's where most of his money going to come from.
Bulls are resigned to start the new season with Zach LaVine on their roster. They've been unable to move him. He played just 25 games last season. He's got 3 years left on his 5-year, $215 million contract. But it looks like he's going to be ready to go for camp. So he'll be back out there.
Yeah.
So I think, Chicago at this point, all right, well, got to make lemonade out of lemons because we got him. So let's do something with him.
That's where he's getting he's not going to get that kind of money anywhere else.
Oh, God, no.
Because of his injury history. It's just not happening. So guess what? I'll be bad if that's what my check going to look like.
Hey, the thing about it, I don't think sometimes when you have these high profile players like this, teams like, oh, I want the world for him. And people are like, no, this dude ain't had a full season yet. No, he ain't won nothing. No, he ain't won it. No, he ain't won anything.
Nothing.
So no, your asking price is way too high. So I think a lot of people are like, no, we're cool. We cool on that. So even though I would love a Zach LaVine to been out here with the Lakers, coming on back home. Like Jack Flaherty coming on back home.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. You tweeted about that today. The man who barely is ever on Twitter is tweeting about Jack Flaherty coming back to playing for the Dodgers. Playing for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
good for Jack. We got to get him back on the show.
I know.
Yeah, have him come back on now. He's back home. So we'll see Zach LaVine in Chicago at least this season. I did want to talk about, we got a couple more things quickly to talk about, then we're going to get to our game. It's going to be an Olympic edition of Who's Bigger. And I think you guys will enjoy it because the questions are fun. And if you don't, I didn't write them. Keyshawn Johnson was in the news this week for a couple of reasons, and they both have to do with the same piece of audio. So I'm going to play this for you. This is Keyshawn and Undisputed. For starters, I'm going to play it because he accidentally cusses on the air, and I thought that was hilarious. But then sort of this debate erupted around what he said.
If I put Paul Pierce on the Golden State Warriors with Klay Thompson and Draymond and Steph Curry, you don't think he can do the same shit? I mean, same stuff?
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
You don't think he do the same shit?
But that's just something because that's how we talk to one another.
Sure, what's common speak? We all have our little, I mean, but you got to remember you're on live television.
Well, Shannon did the same thing when he was on First Take that one time.
All the time, dude. All the
Yeah, it was smooth.
I know.
Like it's tough sometimes.
But it makes me giggle.
Yeah,
but
it's hilarious.
to his point, he was talking about Kevin Durant. So he's saying if you took Paul Pierce and you put him with Klay, Steph, and Draymond.
Which Paul Pierce?
I don't know. He just said Paul Pierce. So I would assume Paul Pierce in his best playing days. I have no idea. I would assume that you're talking about Boston Paul Pierce. And you put him on Golden State with Steph, Draymond, and Klay. He can do the same shit Kevin Durant.
No, he can't. Stop it.
Okay. Well,
what we smoking on here? I know it's legal, but it must be something strong that everybody's smoking on if that's the case.
And it's no disrespect to Paul Pierce.
No, but you're equating two players that, yeah.
At that particular point in time when KD was on the Warriors and at Paul Pierce's point in his career, he was on the way down. KD was on his way up. And KD's a better defender. That's one of the things that we don't talk enough about KD, his ability to play defense and block shots and do things of that nature. And Paul Pierce is not as good of a defender. And people go like, oh, you hate no Paul. We ain't hating no Paul Pierce. It's just KD at that particular point in time was a way better basketball player. They would still probably won, but he wouldn't have did the things that KD was able to do.
He wouldn't have had the impact. And I'll say this. I mean, because everybody's been a rookie before. So has there ever been a point where and this is no disrespect to Paul Pierce. I know we ain't crapping on Paul Pierce. The man is a champion, could be a potential Hall of Famer one day. Is it safe to say that there's ever been a point where Paul Pierce has been better than Kevin Durant?
I would say the championship year, Paul Pierce played at an elite level. He was
2008.
He was balling that year.
Which that was KD's second year in the league.
Yeah. But I'm just saying though, it was.
Yeah,
Paul Pierce
right.
had a couple of years there where he was just flat out the truth, like his nickname was.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you think about KD. By the time KD got into his 5th year, he was better than he's been better than probably everybody in the league from my generation, generation before me, and generation now. He's a top 5 player of all time. Let's just be honest about that.
Keyshawn, he's just talking.
And I think his point was just.
But
those 3 guys, if you plug in a 4th player, can still win.
Yeah,
I think
because they won 80. They won how many games? They won like 72 games.
Oh, that was the year. That was the year they won 73. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the year before KD got there.
That was the year before.
So what he said is, hell, we could have put the 3 of us on that damn team. We still won a championship.
Right, with the 3 of them. Yeah, as long as
Here's the problem with that, and one, like we both said, no, they couldn't have, because as dominant as that team was without Kevin Durant, the thing about shooting teams is that they go through slumps. And you eventually have to shoot your way out of a slump. The thing about Kevin Durant is he's the one that stops the bleeding because he's the unstoppable force that can go to the basket and nobody's got anything for him. So there were moments in times during that first year where I'm like, they're shooting. They're in a slump. Get a ball to Kevin Durant. Let him go to the basket and let him stop the bleeding. I couldn't always say that about Steph. I couldn't always say that about Clay. You know why? Because they're not 7 feet tall and can put the ball on the floor. Sorry. They can't shoot over everybody. There is not one person in this league, maybe except for Wemby, that can really defend the way Kevin Durant shoots the basketball at 7 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And Giannis. But that's 2 players out of thousands. So
Durant got involved.
Of course he did.
Of course, because for some reason, even if he's in the Olympics, we can't keep that man off Twitter. He comes back.
I love KD, man. I love KD.
KD, and by the way, if you haven't checked it out, go back and check KD's feed. He came for everybody. Anybody that had some shit to say, Joe Schmo didn't care. A reply from Kevin Durant. He went for everybody. But he retweeted that quote of Keyshawn. He said, if the Jets would have taken Jonathan Ogden, Marvin Harrison, Ray Lewis, or Eddie George #1, they would have been better off. Taking a shot at Keyshawn Johnson. And then he wrote, I hate hypotheticals. So, again, he came back around. He took a shot.
Who were the 3 players he named? Jonathan Ogden, Ray
He
Lewis.
said 4. Ogden, Ray Lewis, Eddie George, or Marvin Harrison.
You know what the common denominator with all those 4 are? I think all those 4.
Hall of Fame.
I think Eddie George is in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If he's not, he should be.
All of those 4 are Hall of Famers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
He might have a point.
Sure. Well, no, right. But that's just it. You don't know. I mean, you have the benefit of hindsight is 2020.
Hindsight.
Right? I can look backwards and tell you exactly what I should have done.
I know 2 of those players, maybe 3, maybe all of them. Jonathan Ogden was going to be the shit when he came out of college. Ray Lewis for sure.
Yeah.
Those two. Those 2 was something special. And, Eddie George, even though, I don't really like talk about Ohio State, and I don't like Ohio State, but, he did his thing in Ohio State. Yeah. And Marvin Harris is he's just one of the greatest receivers.
All-timers.
Yeah, humble, nice, just a nice individual. His son going to break all his records probably.
We'll see.
His son's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Where did he get drafted? Shit, I forgot. Arizona, that's right.
He was the second or third overall.
Yeah. Have you ever cursed on TV? Or Harp, have you ever cursed live on the air?
No.
So here's the thing. All 3 of us do plenty of podcast stuff, but we also do a lot of live. You do a lot of live TV. We do a lot of live radio. So Harp, you've never cursed on the
I've
air?
Almost, but I caught myself.
Okay.
Or said something crazy and I had to realize where I was. I remember where I was, but no, I've never done
Rob, when did you curse on the air?
We were talking about we was talking about moments in the court and said everybody in the court, you have that oh shit moment in the court when you're like, excuse me, but I'm just telling you what happened. So
right.
You had to cover it up. Like that's what happens in the game. You say oh shit, I ain't say it again, but you say that, and everybody. But James cursed so. Man, some days James will curse about 5 times, and I'm like, look, James, you're live TV, man.
He don't care. James don't care. That's one thing I've noticed about James.
When you're a Hall of Famer, man, you can say what the hell you want to say.
What are you gonna do? Fire me? Come on. Yeah, I've when I first got into radio, I was doing mornings for the first like 7 or 8 years I worked in radio. So you're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning to drive to the radio station, do 4 hours of talk radio. You go on the air at 6 a.m. You're half awake. And all those years of doing live radio, never cursed one time. 6 o'clock in the morning. Never did it. Thought for sure it would happen. Didn't happen. I go to one music festival. One. Where we're broadcasting live backstage. And I don't know what the afternoon guy was thinking. Hands me a microphone. I am gone. I mean, we are torched. We've been drinking all day. We're hanging out with the bands. We're doing stupid. And I used to work at a rock radio station. We're doing interviews. We're goofing off. We're being idiots. And dude hands me a microphone, and he's talking about football. And he goes, "You got to do your Madden impression." I go, "I don't do a fucking Madden impression." He's like, "Yoink, goodbye." Like, right on the air. And he's like, "No, there's no delay. We can't dump out of that. That's live on the air because it's just a random afternoon show." I'm like, "What's what you get for giving a drunk guy a microphone?" That's what, just grab some idiot out of the crowd and giving him a microphone. Shit.
Yeah, but like I said shit. That's the one word I said. I only did it once though.
I dropped an F-bomb on the air. That was a lot of fun. I had to sit down in my
But you know
program
what's weird
director's
now?
office. That was fun.
Like damn and that's not even a cuss word anymore.
No,
know,
you
it's
can say
like,
damn. I mean, there's so, in radio, I'm sure TV is the same way. They give you all these like convoluted rules on what you can say. Like you can be pissed off, but you can't be pissed on. Like it's context. So it's like you say pissed, or you could say you're pissed off, but you can't talk about being pissed on. I was like,
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
context. It's true.
there goes half my content. All right, we're gonna play an Olympics edition of Who's Bigger here. I'm gonna do Big Shot of the Week first. I want to thank our buddy TJ on Twitter sent this over. Big Shot of the Week is gonna go to Branson Baker. A couple months ago, him and his family were trying to get to a storm shelter during the Oklahoma tornadoes. This was in May. Oklahoma got walloped by a couple of really bad tornadoes. Sadly, a bunch of people lost their lives. So Branson and his family, the dad, Wayne, and the mom's Liddy, and they're trying to get to their friend's storm shelter for safety during these tornadoes. They couldn't get out in time. The car got hit by a branch, hit the car, lodged the car. The parents were stuck. Well, little man is able to get out. He gets out of the car, and he runs about a mile to find help. And he tells his parents, as soon as he goes, "Don't die. I'll be right back." Little man gets out the car, runs a mile, finds help, finds his cousin, his brother-in-law, and everybody else that was out there, gets them back to where the car is. Both the parents get out okay, and they're in the hospital recovering. So
oh, was this kid?
I don't think I put it in the story, but he was a young kid. He's got to be anywhere from 9 to 11 years old. Young kid. Dude ran out in a tornado, ran a mile in a tornado to find help for his parents. Big shot of the week, young man. That's
Yeah, really big shot.
That's freaking cool,
The fact that you have the balls to go find help, and the fact that he says, "Don't die, I'll be back."
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's some superhero shit. Like,
Yeah.
it was windy last night up here in Georgia. It knocked over our trash cans. I went outside to get them, and my wife's like, "Be careful." And I'm like, "Knock over a trash can? What are you talking about? Be careful." Not running out into the
She
twister.
loves you.
Yeah, I guess.
She loves you.
Hell if I know why. But yeah. All right, we're going to play an Olympics edition of Who's Bigger. All right. Little Peter Gabriel. All right. Here's how Who's Bigger works. I'm just going to give you, I'll give you two stats, basically, two ideas. Sometimes they're correlated, sometimes they're not in any way. It's just your job to tell me who's bigger. That's all. So, question number one. These are all Olympics-based. We're right in the middle of the Summer Olympics. We're also in the middle of arguably the biggest Marvel movie in 5 years. So who's bigger? The number of official Olympic sports or the number of Avengers that appeared in Avengers Endgame? Who's
Olympic sports.
bigger? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going with Olympic sports because they've added so many over the years.
Oh, did you see Avengers Endgame? A lot of people in that damn movie.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, that is true. All them folks come out of the little portal thing.
Yes, or yeah. Well, I mean, again, a lot of them folks too aren't Avengers though. So we're
Yeah.
talking about the official Avengers
I still
versus Olympic sports.
I'm still gonna. I'm gonna go with Olympic sports
All right,
too.
everybody's going Olympic sports. There are officially 40 Olympic sports.
Dang.
There were only 36 official Avengers in Avengers
Just cleared
Endgame,
it, boy.
So you guys just got over that one. That's nice work. All right, question number 2. U.S. athletes continue to dominate the Summer Olympics while I sit on my chubby rear end and watch movies all day. So who's bigger? The number of medals the U.S. has won all time during the Olympics, which was in the news today.
I know why you laughing, Rob.
Why am I laughing?
I'm thinking you laughing at what's bigger, his butt or
No, I'm not.
pause.
How many inches wide is my ass?
I knew exactly why you was laughing.
That's what I was laughing about too. I'm like, where's he going with this?
Fuck both of you.
You cannot say the F word, sir.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. All right, so who's bigger? The number of medals the U.S. has won all time at the Olympics, or the number of movies on Netflix?
Oh, dang.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I have to go with Netflix on this one because I'm watching Killing Eve right now, and I hadn't watched it. I'm like, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Netflix for this.
Oh, it says number of movies. I'm also
The number,
thinking
total
TV.
number, not TV shows.
series.
Total number of movies on Netflix versus the total number of medals the U.S. has won all time at the Olympics. Which again, that was in the news today.
Dang. I'm gonna go because I think this is a trick one. I think I'm gonna go with the number of medals.
Okay, so the number of medals is bigger.
Yeah.
Rob's going Netflix.
Netflix.
As of today, the U.S. has eclipsed 3,000 all-time medals at the Olympics. Netflix has 5,879 movies listed for review.
I knew
there you go,
Netflix.
Rob.
Hey, you got to think about Netflix is adding movies each and every
They are.
Well,
day.
and you got to remember too, and you guys know this because you've gone down the rabbit hole like I have too. When you're looking for something to watch, there's some bullshit
Yeah,
movies
it
on some
is.
of these services where you're like,
Yeah.
"What is this trash?" Like this was a movie that someone made and it's available.
Hey, don't forget about then you got the foreign movies on there too, where you got the fucking.
That's true. Yeah.
Like,
the
okay,
international
what did he
movies
say?
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's got subtitles. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
And but
all
why
right.
is the voice the same all the time on anything is a Spanish movie? It's always the same dude's voice. I'm like, God damn, I know y'all got another voiceover dude that knows English. Shit.
doing the Spanish to English voiceover guy.
Yeah.
Always the same guy.
Yeah, it is somehow
Yeah.
the same guy. You're
That
right.
man's working. Leave him alone. All right, Rob's up 2-1. We got 7 to go through here. So, question number 3. One of the things I love about France, that we all love about France, is the fine wine. I'm sure Rob owes us a bottle or two. So, who's bigger? The number of NBA and WNBA players in the Summer Olympics, or the number of fluid ounces in a gallon of wine? So the number of NBA and WNBA players in the Olympics, or the number of fluid ounces in a gallon of wine.
Fluid ounces in a gallon.
How many ounces in a gallon of wine?
No.
Well, that's why I put it on there, because nobody knows.
I'm gonna go with NBA players because you got to think about it. You got 3 extra, the females that are over and playing 3-on-3. So you got
True.
12, 24, so you got 27. I think about 24 ounces in a gallon of wine. So I'm gonna say NBA players.
Okay.
Dang, this is tough. I'll go players as well.
Okay.
It's by a slight margin.
Okay. I think the University of Alabama is going to want Rob's degree back. There's 128 fluid ounces in a gallon.
They got that.
In a gallon.
I didn't know.
There are 139 current and former NBA and WNBA players participating in the Paris Olympics. How about that?
Oh, we got it right
In a
then.
number of different sports across all
I
different
forgot about
platforms.
Buttinger.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Who
you,
else?
you both kind of...
Outside of Buttinger, who else played in the NBA that's playing in 3-on-3?
I don't know, but I
In
know that it's
3-on-3?
across several different sports.
Jimmer Fredette.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about all the foreign guys that are
You got
playing
to think
too.
about
I
all
forgot
the guys
about
who are
that.
playing for other countries,
Yeah, I
male
forgot
and
about-
females playing for all these other nations, some in
I
volleyball,
totally
some
forgot
in
about that.
basketball. Yeah, there's a lot of people. 139
Yeah.
A current and former NBA and WNBA players in the person.
Well, at least my logic was wrong, but it was right.
Hey, you got it. You fell ass backwards into a right answer. You are correct.
I forgot about the
Three.
Rui.
All
Rui
that
playing
stuff,
really
man.
good.
All that stuff. 3-2, Rob. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Question 4.
Hold on.
What's up?
Oh, which
You
one?
missed
did
the
I-
Avengers one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
All right, 4. The world seems to stop when Simone Biles is on the floor. Have you noticed, by the way, there's like A-listers everywhere at all these women's. The women's gymnastics is the one, though, because it was like the other day, it was like, damn, Tom Cruise and a whole bunch of people out there. So my question here is, who's bigger? And rather, I'm going to say which came later. Okay? Which came later? The year women were allowed to vote or the year women were allowed to compete in the Olympics?
Which came later.
Which came later. So you can kind of do it backwards and figure out which came first and give me the right answer if you know. The year they were given the vote versus the year they were allowed to compete in the Olympics.
I think. I think the year they were allowed to vote came later.
Okay.
Something's telling me that I don't know what.
Okay.
but-
I think we allowed women to compete in the Olympics before they were allowed to vote.
Yeah, something tells me
I'm
that.
gonna. Yeah.
So you're both
I'm
going
agree with
vote
Art on this
later.
one.
Vote was later than
Later
competing in the
than
Olympics.
the year
Vote
of the
was
Olympics.
later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Women were given the right to vote in the 19th Amendment, which was certified in 1920. They were given the ability to compete in the Olympics since 1900.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
So, which is bananas if you think about it. All right,
Yeah.
number 5. 4-3.
You can entertain me, but you can't
yeah.
vote.
Yeah, you go ahead. Run 3 miles and throw a javelin, but don't you dare try to cast a vote.
Right.
There's a lot of weird sexy time happening in the Olympic Village every year. They're giving out Olympic-themed
Oh,
condoms. They're trying to make sex-proof beds. It's wild.
That's the funny part, the sex-proof beds. I'm like, these
And then,
athletes are strong. They don't need no bed. They can
Yeah, I
just
know.
hold you up.
what do they care if the bed's made out of cardboard? They're going to get it done, man. So a lot of weird sexy time. Thankfully, plenty of towels at the Olympics to go around. So who's bigger? The number of towels used at the 2012 London Summer Olympics
Ugh.
in total, or the number of people in the world who have a third nipple?
That's some old weird stuff.
I know,
What?
dude. I told you some of these just don't make any sense, but we're gonna
Just
have fun with
because
them.
just because it's a third nipple, I'm going with a third
You
nipple.
go,
Man,
Rob.
just for the hell of it.
Look, here's the thing. I don't know a lot about Robert Ory.
But it's not- it's
he's
not-
always
let's
riding
go.
with a third nipple. All right, he's always riding with a third nipple.
Just because I think if there are more people with a third nipple, that's hella disturbing. For some reason, I'm gonna go with the 2012 Summer Olympics because outside of taking a shower,
Okay.
there must have been some wild stuff going on in London in 2012.
2012.
I'm gonna go.
All
I
right,
think I'm
so
gonna go 2012.
Harp's going towels. Rob's going third nipple. During the 2012 London Olympic Games, the Olympic Village required 165,000 towels for 2 weeks of activity. But in the world, more than 200,000 people have a third nipple. So, yeah, third nipple. So Rob's going to get the point. Look, if
Yes.
Rob has taught us anything today, you ride with the third nipple.
Third
okay?
nipple, I guess.
Ride with the third nipple. All right, 5-3, Rob. 2 to go. One of my favorite things has been watching Snoop Dogg's involvement in the Olympics this year. We're going to get to that in the shoot-around on Friday, by the way. So if you want to hear Snoop Dogg calling badminton, we're going to get to that in Friday's shoot-around. It's electric. They missed an opportunity, though, to make his torch run a blunt, though. You saw his torch run?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not
Yeah.
make that a blunt? Come on. You've missed the boat on that one. Who's bigger? The number of countries that have hosted the Olympic Games or the number of songs that Snoop has had in the Billboard Hot 100? Countries that have hosted the Olympics versus Snoop singles in the Billboard Hot 100.
I got to ride with Snoop D-O-double-G.
Riding with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's had some hits.
Riding with the
Yeah,
dog.
I think I'm
pound.
gonna go with the dog too.
Everybody's riding with the dog pound. All right. The Olympic Games have been hosted by 23 different countries. Snoop Dogg has charted 45 songs in the
Yeah.
Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah, he's got too
that's
many. He's
Snoop
got too
Dogg
many hits.
across the board. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
And also, you have to think about how many countries can really host
Right.
the Olympics.
Yeah, there's a lot that just don't have the infrastructure for it.
Yeah.
It's just not possible. And I mean, God, I don't even know how we could do it. We ain't got no money. America's got no money
Where
right
the next? Where's
LA,
the next Olympics?
LA, is
LA,
in
right?
LA in the next 4 years.
now. Oh, God
Yeah,
bless.
that's why I'm renting my house out.
I was gonna say-
$100,000 a week.
Well, LA. I mean, y'all traffic already terrible.
Yeah, and the Olympics? Oh, come on now. Rob's going to rent his house, by the way. People are going to squat in it and live there forever. You'll never get rid of them people. All right, last question, and we'll wrap it up. It's the time of year I've reminded how wild Olympic conditioning really is because those athletes are wild. Meanwhile, I get winded walking up the stairs. So, who's bigger? The number of total athletes competing in the 2012 Summer Olympics or the number of steps the average person walks in a day?
I'm going. I seen just watching the opening ceremony, which is bananas. How many athletes there are? So I'm gonna go with athletes.
Okay. Harp, the number of athletes competing in the Olympics or the number of steps the average person walks in a day?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the Summer Olympics, but by a slight margin.
Okay. So everybody's going Summer Olympics. There are 11,000 athletes competing in this year's Summer Olympics. The average American walks 4,000 steps a day.
Okay, well,
So, yeah,
it was a bigger margin than what I thought.
margin than maybe what
Oh
you
yeah,
thought. So, yeah, that's-
Americans. Well,
we don't walk very much.
which is why
We ain't in London. That's where they do all the somewhere like they do it.
it ain't even just that. Like America is one of the most obese and out of shape countries in the world.
Oh, all right. Well, that's fine. You want to start hurling insults?
No, I think it's a fact. I think it's a fact.
You ain't handsome.
I think we can look that up.
We're one of the
Hey,
fattest
crazy
nations in
spots.
the world. We got to be.
One of the fattest nations and have some of the best athletes too. Ain't that wild?
Yeah, I know. We got great,
Well, yeah.
great athletes and great wings. I mean, shit, we're in good shape,
What it
man. A
is.
bunch of fatties over here.